Between being a mom, running my business, and now hosting this podcast, I don't always eat the way that I should. That's why I started using Balance of Nature. Their fruits and veggie supplements are made from 31 whole fruits and vegetables with no added sugar or artificial stuff. Just the good nutrients that nature intended. I can take them on the go, no mess, no measuring. And I feel good knowing that I'm getting the variety that my diet was missing. Go to balanceofnature.com and use code clubtocontracts to get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Plus, a free bottle of fiber and spice. You can't beat that. Hey, welcome back to Clubs to Contracts. I'm your host, Victoria, and today we're going to talk about a topic that nobody thinks is fun, but I think is definitely needed. It's rejection. Hey, I'm Victoria, your host for Club to Contracts, where we talk about motherhood, getting out of the nightlife, being a boss and building a career with badass women all around you. This podcast is brought to you by QNA Network. Okay, let's be real. Rejection obviously does suck, whether it's a straight up no, your client ghosts you, or maybe you see somebody else get that client. It's never fun, but I definitely think it's needed in order to grow. I've learned how to handle it like without it crushing me, which I think newer, especially agents, well, anybody in business, but especially with my situation, I needed that, especially at first, because now I'm not scared. I will go out and I will get whatever business I have to get. And I think it gives you, because you're not scared if they say no, it gives you this extra level of confidence that you end up winning more deals. And also with rejection comes with sometimes you're not told straight up. Sometimes you're fired. I've been fired once, and it was the the craziest story. I actually wanted to quit, so it was a good thing whenever this woman did fire me. Let's just set the scene. So it was a listing for a friend for their family, and it was a harder house to sell, which I knew going into it. So we ended up getting an appraisal done because it was definitely a very unique house. So we got an appraisal done. We listed under appraisal to give us the best option for selling. But like with the climate at that time, it wasn't selling because of how unique of a house it was. We had a lot of interest in it, but people, it was quirky and just people would get to the house and not really want it after that, which is fine. And it was not vacant. So there was a lot of stuff all over the place, which also makes a house harder to sell. Well, for some reason, the woman that I was primarily dealing with, she was not like my tie to the property. But that woman, she didn't understand the fact that other agents show the house, like it was not me. So she for a while, kept saying, oh, well, the back door was unlocked, which I don't think that every single agent was doing that, but I digress. She was just very difficult. And she wasn't getting the fact that I'm not the one showing the property. This is other agents. And I did ask if she needed me to show the property every time. Like I could be there as a listing agent to show it. Well, anyway, finally she leaves me this voicemail and is like, I just don't think it's working out because the door is unlocked again, like the back door. And I responded, I was like, I absolutely agree. It's been great working with you and thank you. And then because nobody lives at the house, I was like, okay, I loaded up my son, who was, I think, 6 or 7 at the time. And I was like, let's go get my lockbox, because my lockbox is still on the door and that is my property. Well, I show up and I'm getting the lockbox off the door and I'm on the phone with my wife. And all of a sudden, this woman rolls up with her biker boyfriend, and they're older, and Kai's in the car, and they corner me like in a very threatening way. And the guy ends up saying all kinds of scary shit. So, but I just look at Kai in the car and I point to him, and they ended up letting me go. Called my broker. It was this whole thing. But anyway, that for newer agent Tori would have broken me. Like, oh my God, what did I do? Da, da, da. Sometimes you don't do anything. You literally don't do anything, and people are just going to be people. And whether it's getting fired or straight up no or ghosting, like truly life will go on. And I've done millions of dollars in deals since then. So that did not kill my sparkle at all. You truly cannot tie your value or your worth to people using you or not using you. Like, I understand that you can kind of feel that initial sting of rejection, but if you sit there and mope on it, you will not go out and get new business. Then you'll let it be so far in your head that it'll like eat away at you, and then you won't be confident for the next client. You're not behind, you're not unworthy. This is just a process. Everyone will get told no, and hopefully it's a million times, because then you will truly not be scared at all. It'll just be another Tuesday, and then you'll be like, okay, and just hit the Uno reverse and go get actual business. Like I said, you're allowed to feel the initial sting over rejection. Truly, don't let it get you down. Like, I'll give myself like a day for a big feeling of rejection. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, I give myself a day, and then it's on to the next client, on to the next, opportunity. That's all I give myself for a really big one. Also, how you handle your rejection speaks the most to clients and honestly to even yourself. Classy queen, okay? Always classy queen. Don't fight it with bitterness. Don't be upset at the person, like, obviously. Like, you can be upset, but don't show it. Oh my God, please don't show it. Your confidence is allowed to, like, go in waves, kind of wobble up and down, up and down. I mean, everybody, I'm not a robot. There are some days where my confidence is a little bit lower, but you have to understand that it truly does not define you, and it's just a bad day. But you cannot allow rejection to make you just quit. You have to keep going. Even at the beginning, it feels embarrassing, even though it shouldn't, because, like, who cares? But you can't let it define you, and you really can't quit. Keep going, because I swear to you, a million yeses are on the other side of one no. With every rejection, look for what it's trying to tell you. Look for the lesson. Look for what you could do different. Like, I'm telling you, every rejection, every no, every ghosting is a learning experience. Like, I know maybe something better to say so that they won't ghost me. Sometimes it's the wording. Sometimes, especially with sales jobs, people are so scared of salespeople, which rightfully so. I'm terrified of them, and I am one. Like, some of this stuff can come off so pitchy, and they have learned to not trust us because of the bad ones. So I understand now what I might have said that was a little too salesy. Even though I'm trying to not be salesy, sometimes that can, like, bite me in the ass, and I ended up being incredibly salesy, and that can scare people off, rightfully so. So you have to try to connect like a human, and that kind of has helped me not get ghosted so much now. And rejection doesn't have to always be in business. As a mom, it's no secret, I'm gay. My son goes to a Catholic school, and for his first year, he was in pre-K, and he had a trunk or treat. And so he wanted to be Shark Boy. He was very obsessed with Shark Boy. So I was like, I'm going to be Lava Girl. And I mean, the costume was like, a tighter costume, but it wasn't like super tight. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. And I had the little pink wig. So we go to his trunk or treat, and I got so many eyes from all the parents at the school, which I was already feeling insecure because I'm like the only that I know of gay parent here. I'm pretty young, for having at that time a pre-K kid. All the other parents are a lot older, and I just felt so judged and so watched. And I definitely wasn't as confident as what I am now. And so I remember I let him do trunk or treat because I wasn't going to let my rejection, that might have also been in my head. Who knows? But yeah, it was eating me alive. But I let him finish his trunk or treating, and then I basically ran to my mom, ran to her house sobbing. I was panicking. It could have been in my head, but I definitely think some parents were, making eyes not in the nicest way to me. And I don't know, that was an example of like a personal rejection, but also nothing came of it. So I definitely let that get to me then. But now, as I've matured, I've really realized that rejection is more about them than it is about you. And you cannot let that devalue you, especially in your own eyes. Who cares what others think? Let them say no. Let them reject you. I promise you, what's on the other side of rejection is way better than whoever or whatever is doing the rejecting. If you've loved this episode, I'd love a rating, a review on Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to this podcast. It really does go a long way. This has been so much fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. The easiest way to keep up with all these episodes that are going to be coming out is subscribing on any major platform where you hear podcasts. But also, I have a Facebook at Club to Contracts, and the Instagram is at Club to Contracts Pod.